Welcome to Week of Webisodes. This week we're featuring Teresa Welch and Christmas card making. Now scrapbookers, don't worry, you're going to see some scrapbook pages too. Teresa has been slaving away in the hot Arizona sun creating things for us for all week.
And today we're going to start with brand new interactive card templates designed by Teresa. And she's come up with some amazing cards that we want to show you.
Yes, we've got lots of goodies for you. Come play with us. Well, here they are. There are 6 templates. These all measure 12 by 12. Lots of ideas on them.
Lots of ideas. We have a heart swing card, an oval swing card, a rectangle swing card,
a side step, a shutter, and a pop-up slider. Now we're going to do them one at a time, show you examples, but we'll start with the rectangle. So this is what the template shows you. And you can see that, well, actually, let me bring you in a card so you can see a little better.
It's just so much easier to see. Here's what the finished product looks like.
Exactly. And what I love is that interactive. It's pretty when you see it, but it's really fun when you get to turn it over. And very often there's a change in color, a change, well, just a change. Now you can see right here that that's going to be the card base, but you're going to step this out for us, right?
Right. I'm
Okay.
going to show you. I've got my cutting platform here that I'm going to be, well, I'll bring that in when I need it. I'm going to start with that rectangle.
Or you could talk to yourself, either way.
Template. So here is the template. What's great about this template, it includes everything for creating the card base, but also the paper template, so you can add the paper patterns so that you can add them to your card one at a time.
Just like Teresa has done here with this variety of colors.
Right. And what's nice about it is that you can use any color cardstock you want to create this colorful card base.
Right.
So I've got a 12 by 12 here. It doesn't have to be that size. That's just the color that I chose. It just has to be large enough to fit this, which is the largest size here. And you're going to start with the main card. The directions are all on here. They tell you step by step how to do this. I'm going to set that right over to my cardstock. And I'm going to set the edges even with the corners of that cardstock here, because you're basically just going to be tracing along the outer lines, just like you see the holes here where I'm going to put my pencil and just trace along the template. So I start with the main card, I trace the outer edge all the way around. I've already got those other edges on the edges here, so I don't have to trace those. And then I'm going to trace wherever else it tells me. It says that this is going to be a valley fold, so I want to trace those lines so I know where to make the valley fold, the mountain fold here. It says that these are rectangle cut lines, and I'm going to trace around those as well.
So it's nice to kind of pay attention as you're drawing it. It kind of gives you a step up of what you're going to do next.
So here are the actual card instructions that tell me everything that I'm doing here to trace that card out. So I've got the card traced out now. Let's see if I can turn it so you can see the traced lines. So I'm ready to cut out along the outer line, and I've already done that. So I've got that piece here. So I've already cut out the outer, on the outer lines, the traced card, and then I've scored where it said valley fold and mountain fold. I've scored those lines where you can see the pencil lines. I scored there, and then I cut here along the cut lines. So I'm not going to show you how to. You just use a knife. You go along those lines. You can use a ruler to make sure that your placement is just right. So there's the knife, and so that's what I would do. I would have a ruler, place a ruler here, or I can go along those lines just like so I can cut out. So the only pieces that are cut on here are here and here.
Right.
So I've got those lines cut, and now I've got the fold lines. So I'm going to start with where it showed me the valley fold. I'm going to fold that here. So I'm sort of going to push that through when I fold there. So that's a valley fold. And then the other one right here is a mountain fold, so it's already scored, so it makes it easy to do. And then I've got a bone folder that I will go ahead and make sure that that's a nice tight line. I'm going to do that on the back side too, on the other fold.
And if there's a trick, I think the only trick is not to be folding your rectangle.
Right, yeah, right. Not
let
to
that
fold
swing.
that piece. There's no fold line there, so you don't want to fold that. And there you go. You have that rectangle swing card. But the other great thing about the template, like I said, is you have all of the paper patterns. Talk about the spine, the left side, the right side. It's very explanatory. And I went ahead and cut out those paper pieces so that you can see once you cut them out. For instance, I have that spine piece that would sit, open up, right across the center like that. And in the instructions it says to go ahead and lay that piece down first because you're going to have the center rectangle that you want to sit over it like so. And then you'll have the right side. And in the instructions on the template it says to trace these pattern pieces on the back of your paper. Then when you turn your paper over, they're sitting the correct way to sit on your piece. And you'll, with each of these, you'll have a small border that goes around the outside of the paper so it looks perfectly matted.
Makes
like
it
so.
easy, doesn't it?
Yep, it does.
And like you said, here is the one that Teresa did out of that burgundy cardstock. And again, she's used, in this case, some die cuts as well as the pattern paper. And this is, I believe, the Christmas lace. And let me pull these out. So you can see the lacy Christmas die cuts. You can see that swirl is being used right there. The flower as well as the holly is also being used. And Christmas lace.
It's beautiful. It's fun to be able to stack on the different panels, all those different elements. It's so simple to decorate it.
It is. And this is the pattern paper pack. And it's just a whole variety of things, as you can see. So just nice to know that you can add lots of different things very easily, and you get that fun look. Now, we do have the rectangle. We also have an oval. Now, you're going to do this the exact same way. So you want to bring that in?
There's the oval swing card template. It's much the same as the other one. Shows you how to do that card, and you can put it on any color cardstock that you want, and then to cut out all your pieces, the pattern pieces.
Right, and here's the oval. Now, in this particular case, Teresa used an artful card kit. So she used gingerbread on this one. This has the foil that's so much fun.
It is so cute, and I love that you can actually cover up parts of that opening if you're careful when you're turning it that won't interfere with the swing part of that card.
So like that ribbon sticking out.
Right.
And what I think is so fun is what happens here. It's like, oh, well, we've got something different.
Right, there's a surprise on the inside.
And look how she's used. So in the one case, die cuts that were sold separately. In this case, using the pattern papers in the Artful Card Kit along with the die cuts.
And again, the patterns for to cut all of these pieces are right there on the template. So very easy to cut, and you get that natural mat on the edge because of the size of the paper that's been cut.
And you may be remembering the pre-die cut cards that we have. We do have those. The template just allows you to do as many as you want, plus you can do them any color. It just makes it that much easier. Now, rectangle, oval, there's also a heart. And the heart, isn't this fun? How cute is that? That's the surprise. Oh, you want to bring that in?
That's the heart swing card template that we talked about. The same ideas, and it's got those paper patterns. Some of them are within the actual card pattern, so just don't think that this has to be on the card. It's just a separate place, an extra space to put a template.
So here we have, and let's get in really close because Teresa did something kind of fun here, is that she's added crystal lacquer.
So isn't that wonderful? So these were stamped. They were from the stamp set.
They are
that was
from,
used for this one.
Where is it? This is from Janie's Christmas Kids. And
so it's got all of these extra little items that you can use. There's the holly, there are candy canes, stars, and I love all of the little messages that are included. This is so cute. There it is.
There's our reindeer. Now I know that he's not a kid, but he is with the kids. And you can see his nose and the ornaments, the decorating his antlers, even the berries. All of those have been hit with the crystal lacquer.
Isn't that great? So you just squirt that on there as a little, there's a pointy end on the bottle, and you can direct that right where you want. Let it dry for quite a while. But this was after she colored them all in with Spectrum Noir.
And as you said, lots of little elements to this, but also snowflakes. So that's where those purple snowflakes
It's a
come
great
in.
stamp set. It's really fun to color all of these little tiny areas in, just kind of go to town with pens or pencils.
And also we've got many hugs and kisses and Merry Christmas wishes right in the corner. You can see more. This also has the thin line dazzles, so that just adds a nice little embellishment.
What I think is kind of interesting, it's unexpected to see it on this paper pack. This is the Kindred Spirits paper pack.
Yeah, very unexpected.
Not Christmassy, but it fits in and it works great.
It does. Very, very, that's always such a surprise. Now, this does have the heart in it. So Teresa took it one step further and decided to use those hearts on this gift bag.
Right. So you can actually use those hearts as just a template for cutting out your own hearts.
Right. And she used it on the glimmer paper. So there's a big sheet of it. You can see.
And she also has some die cuts in there.
She does.
We're going to show the foil paper torture.
Well, both. So there's the 3 snowflakes cutting die, so you can see that she's done those. Now, she did those out of vellum.
So that you can see through it. You can see that beautiful glimmer paper behind.
And then the flannel snowman paper toll, as you can see. So, again, just making good use of that template, giving you lots of ideas.
And I love that she just decorated this piece. It's on the glimmer paper, it's on some of that pattern paper, and then she just popped that onto a gift bag. So that's simple to do.
Now we're going to go to another template, and this is called a side step.
So for creating a side step card, and you pretty much have to see it to see what it looks like.
Here we go. This is what it looks like. So you've got that side step, as you can see.
And it might look complicated, but if you open this all the way out, it's just this one rectangular piece with a few cuts and folds.
Right.
One cut, really, just one cut right in the center.
Right.
Yeah.
But what a fun way it has for standing up. And as you can see, this is how it would stand up.
Right. So on that template, on the side step card template, this entire piece is what you're going to use to cut your card. So any color of cardstock that you want, just a couple of cuts, one cut here, and then these are going to be the valley fold, mountain folds, and then again you've got the pattern pieces for all of the different places on your card.
And so here it is again. Now in this case, she's also used the stamp. And let's see this little guy. There she is with her snowman selling snowballs.
And again, coloring it in with Spectrum Noir. And these are the darker colors. It's really beautiful, striking.
And then the Frosty Flakes, these are also the paper tolls. So you just pop those out. You can either layer them, as Teresa has done here, or you can use them individually. And then on the inside, she's done another, so Let It Snow as on the stamp set, and these little kids sledding away.
And the little tags that you're seeing are come from a different template. That's from the Tiny Tags and Little Labels template. So you can get some great labels to fit on those steps.
There you go. So it's just, this is a very, again, there's a nice surprise with each of these cards, just how they are made.
Just something a little different.
And as we said, one of the beauties of the templates is that you can make your card out of any background. Look at this side step.
And this one has been done on the Silver Snowflakes holographic.
Right. Isn't that just striking and fun?
It's beautiful. And that one, a good way to offset that, this one was black suede was used, so you can get really a differential between that shininess and the pattern papers.
And this is the Christmas cheer stamp, I believe.
Cheer. This was embossed in black, and it really stands out. And these are on some new Christmas papers.
They are, that you'll see later this week, and also some new Christmas embellies. Well, in fact, that's what they look like. See? Okay, you'll see them later. But
so
also
different ways to use those steps. You can really you can layer them with some different greetings.
And I also like the fact that this is perfect as is. Now, in the first card, Teresa elected to finish the inside. Nice touch. But you really don't have to. So if time's getting away from you, that's a good option.
This can be the entire card. It's going to stand there anyway and be this great, because they do stand up really nicely. Most of these swing cards, that's just a There you go. Plus, this is great because it's on the back too.
Shiny and pretty. Now, we do have a shutter card, and let me see if I can bring the template in here.
There we go. So again, the shutter card, it's got that large base here that you'll cut out of any cardstock that you like, and then it's got the paper patterns and full instructions.
And here is what this card looks like. So you get that it really expands in the center,
right.
And very fun to see. And what Teresa thought was fun, to let the little girl and her puppy kind of peek out through the front of it. And this again is from the Janie's Christmas Kids, so you can see her right there. Merry Christmas is part of it. The same message with hugs and kisses and wishes for Christmas.
And this was colored in with the watercolor pencil set.
Yes.
And I love these scrapbooking dazzles. These are white, lacy scrapbooking frames and dazzles.
Right. These are the frames, and even though they are kind of designed for scrapbooking, in fact, let me show you the back. There you go. You can see all of them. So frames and borders.
Frames, borders, lots of scroll work. They're just perfect for these portraits of little kids at Christmas time.
And what I think is funny, we were talking about the different paper packs she used. I think that this is Happy Days.
Yeah, it is.
And so very
it's got green and red. What more do you
green
need?
and red. That means we can use it, right?
The little stars, part of the stamp set are these small stars.
Right.
They've been stamped, colored in, cut out separately, and foam taped on there. So natural embellishment
Very
right
sweet.
there on that stamp set.
Now we have one last, if you've been counting up to 6 with us, we have the pop-up slider. Now this is really a different one, and this is not available as a pre-die cut card, so just in case you were wondering. So here's what it looks like, and this is just absolutely beautiful on the front, isn't it? So,
Yes.
and then as we pull the pop-up, you can see the top and the inside are revealed to see our message. So we're starting with Merry Christmas, and then it says, may your Christmas be like Santa, fat, jolly, and generous. That's out of the Christmas cheer stamp. But you can see the pop-up slider mechanism.
It's a really interesting mechanism. This one is just a little bit more involved, but the instructions are very easy to follow, and I'm going to kind of step you through this one. So here is the template, and I'm going to start with cardstock with this one, which you can start with an already folded 6.5 inch by 5 inch card, but you can also create your own out of any cardstock, which I've done, and then you start with the fold, and it tells you how to do this, placing the fold of the card base template on the fold of your card. So I'm going to place that fold. It says align this edge with the fold of your card, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to place that right down there on the fold. Have I got it on there?
Looks like it.
So, okay. And that's what I use to trace with my pencil.
Right here.
That's what I use to trace all of the lines that it tells me to, which is there's a valley fold up at the top, a mountain fold in the middle, and then all along the outside, right, still within the card, these are the cut lines. So those are the lines that I traced there and here up at the top. This is what's called the thumb pull. So I've got it all traced. So now that's ready to cut out, and it tells you specifically where you're going to cut.
And you are only cutting the front flap of your card.
So before you do any cutting, open it up, and I would place this on a mat to do my cutting, and I already did that with this. Well, with the exception of this one, the thumb pull,
Right.
you cut that
Both of
one
them.
through both sides. So I did that first. After I traced it, I cut out that thumb pull. Then I opened it up, laid this down, and then I used my X-Acto knife to cut along this side, and down at the bottom.
And yes, you would do that on a self-healing cutting mat, not on your table.
Not on here. I'm not cutting.
Gail knows.
I've already cut this, so those are the cuts there. And then I drew the lines, which are here, the score lines. There's one here. You're seeing tape here too, so just ignore that. There's a score line there, and these are going to be folded, and it tells you that you're going to valley fold. I'm going to turn it this way. You're going to mountain fold, and you're going to valley fold. So now this is the part that's going to help slide when you pull up Okay.
Right. We would call that the mechanism. That's the moving part.
That is the moving part. Now I'm going to turn, now remember this is how the card is going to go. I'm going to turn this over so that we're on the inside of the card. And the first thing I'm going to do is I have cut, and you can cut these all the same color. I cut a different color just so you could see it. But this is also something that you trace and cut out the card slider base. And that is going to be taped just to this portion. And I'm going to line it up with this top edge, and so I've got that tape already. I like to use ultra tape.
That's the 1/4 inch ultra tape.
1/4 inch ultra tape.
Right.
It's very sticky. It's double-sided. So I've got one sided there. I'm going to line this up, sort of center it on my card, and then when I press down, it'll be glued just to that one strip that you just saw there. So it'll be on that part of the slider base. Now I've got tape here also, because the next thing I have to do is I'm going to tape that together. So I'm going to remove that tape.
So you're closing up your card at this
Right.
point.
I'm closing up my card now that I've got my card slider base in the center, the main mechanism that works the card, and then all I have to do is fold it over and everything is taped in place. So now I've got that piece that when I grab it, it will pull the card up.
Wow. Easy.
Ta-da.
Teresa did also give us a tip, and she said she found it really works to take an unused dryer sheet,
Right.
okay,
A brand new dryer sheet, and go along the edges of that to make it nice and slippery, so they'll slip really good in and out of your card. And I could have done that beforehand, but I didn't think of it. But it does really work well. It's like putting a soap on a zipper.
And you might wonder
better.
why at this point there are the two pieces of tape. Well, let me show you. Here is, are you going to show?
Well,
Go ahead.
which is what you put on the front
Right.
is the pop-up base. So you remove those two pieces, and that's where they go, is right on that center area, right there. That's the only place that you put it. And
Kind of like an easel card, isn't
right,
it?
and you put that pop-up base right centered on that part, so that, ta-da, which I didn't center it at all. But
Do as I say, not as
no,
I do.
I did it wrong, didn't I? I was supposed to make it even.
Yeah.
I sure did.
Here, let me save you and bring this in. Okay, there we go. So as you can see, this is popping up, and this piece just went to the fold where you can cover the whole card front if you like.
I made it even with the bottom, and I'm supposed to make it even with that fold line right there, so that when it goes up, it just sits on that one part. So that's what I did wrong. Don't make that mistake.
Does this mean you're not perfect? I'm just shocked to see.
I already knew it.
Okay, so you can see that that's how it's going, and so that this piece is decorated and then just aligned with that score line, and just very, very, very fun.
And the paper patterns for this are also on the template. That shows you just how to cut them and when to put them on.
And also, to get this very elegant look, this is the white truffle paper pack and the coordinating die cuts that, as you can see, just add a beautiful look with the flowers and all.
I love that this was wrapped with ribbon first before it was placed on. That's a great touch. And there is a ribbon pull that was placed on there. This was stapled on. You could also tie it on and punch a hole there and tie a piece of ribbon there. It's just
And I think it's fun that she had a message at the top and on the inside. And I love the fact that this is such an elegant look, and it has such a fun, playful greeting to it. It's just very, very fun. And one of the things Teresa also mentioned is you want to, in this particular card, also keep anything that's on the inside very flat. So stamping it, computer journaling, but just keeping it flat. Dazzles are going to work.
Yeah, if you add any thick embellishments, they're going to get hung up on that sliding mechanism.
They will. Now, although these next couple of projects are not using these wonderful templates, we did want to bring them in because they are great examples of the Janie's Christmas Kids stamp set.
So this one is on there as well.
Right.
It's the one we're looking at right here.
Right, just really sweet. And on the inside, we've got our little puppy and Merry Christmas with the holly in the corners.
Right. And this is using the Christmas Sweets paper pack.
It is. So that's a surprise. And then this one, and I love the blue shading. I just think that's so pretty.
Oh, yeah. And that's done with with the watercolor pencils or the... No, I think this is... I don't recall. It's on the gallery.
And this is, however, using the design toolkit number 5.
And I made this one too.
And
I don't remember it. And there's a little bit of an edge of that silver holographic there. Some nice little matte there.
That's that snowflake. And fun to see that little flash on the side. Now, many days this week, Teresa has provided us with something a little extra. I guess that's her early Christmas present to us. This time, it's this fun little pack of sweets. So let me show you.
And this is using one of our older Artful card kits.
Right. So this opens up, and there you go. So you want to have treats, and you'll notice that we haven't eaten them yet, just for you. So what Teresa has, and you'll see this in the gallery, here is how this was done.
So this is just done with one piece of cardstock.
It could be, although she's done 2. And the reason that she said she did 2 is that she felt it gave it a little more sturdiness.
All right, okay.
So you're going to have one piece. It's going to be 5 inches by 3 1/4. Then going from the left, you're going to go in 1 inch and score.
Okay.
Then the other piece is 6 3/4 inches long. It's the same height, 3 1/4. Don't forget, all these measurements are in the gallery. Okay. Then from the right side, she scored in 1 3/8, and from the left, 1 inch. So she's going to she has us overlap the 2 1 inches.
Okay, so that's the bottom part, which is going to make it a lot sturdier for that. For all those heavy candies.
For all those heavy candies, you can just load it up. So then, obviously, our little bag of goodies is going to go in. You can zot it in however you want. And then this top is going to go down over the flap.
Now, she used a little Velcro closure on there. She said you could also just zot that on, and then whoever gets it would open it up, and that would work well too.
She did Velcro for ours because we're playing with it.
Yeah.
And she also used another of the Artful card kits. This is Sugar Plum, and this is foil. So you've seen a nice variety of Christmas and non-Christmas things.
A lot of great die cuts in there for decorating, and just some rectangular cut pieces of paper to decorate the outside of it.
So in addition to our 6 templates and our sweet little stamps that I've somehow lost on this table, do you have them?
All of these
I don't know where they are.
I've got the
there you
stamps.
go. Okay.
There's Janie's Christmas Kids. You can have fun with templates and sliders and stamping and get busy making Christmas cards.
And this is day 1. We'll see you tomorrow for day 2 of Christmas card making.
With Teresa. See you then.